Since mid-2023 and into 2024, the Amazon and Magic the Gathering partnership seems to have come to an end in the sense that we haven't seen the massive 75-80% off Magic the Gathering products on the popular marketplace. And Wizards of the Coast does deserve some credit there, as this was causing a ton of damage to the ecosystem that this game has spent the better part of 30 years building. But that's not to say that the ecosystem is not without flaws, outside of the flaw that we always talk about. Yes, game stores have to pay too much for Magic the Gathering. It's too expensive. They can't sell at a margin. They should be able to make a couple dollars on the product. That is how a business works. Outside of that, there is another issue that has reared its ugly head a couple times, and we have direct evidence of it affecting the value of the products that we put into our hands, our decks, and into our collections. I want to talk about that today, and it's actually happening with the latest Magic the Gathering release right now. Wizards of the Coast Amazon dumps had to come to an end. The idea that the company would push out the product at a devalued rate, admitting not only that we do not want it, but the price they are attempting to sell the product at through the game store, through the distribution model that they themselves built, is just too high, was unacceptable. That model could not work in the long run, and while Wizards of the Coast may have clawed back a couple dollars here and there on products they otherwise would not have sold, it did far more harm than good. But if we follow along with the recent market trends, most of those products have begun to recover. We talk on this channel as we track every single sold listing of sealed product from major Magic releases through online marketplace TCGPlayer, that while we see those products recovering, we also see people, enjoying the cards, still buying the single, still buying the product at an increased price point, proving, hey, sometimes we do want our stuff that we spend our money on to have a little bit of value. But there has been something that's taken the place of these massive Amazon dumps, and while it's not as drastic, we have evidence from the last Magic the Gathering set, Karlov Manor, as well as evidence happening right now, as of the recording of this video, to Outlaws of Thunder Junction, where we are still damaging the ecosystem, and there really doesn't seem to be any signs of slowing. So today we're going to talk about what's going on, how it affects the community, and whether or not this could actually be leveraged into a positive for people like us. And of course, if you have been following along, you know that what I'm talking about is the TCGPlayer X. Pick your favorite game store / distributor / mystery person in a cowboy hat and a random disguise selling a massive sale through the TCGPlayer website. In Karlov Manor, we saw MVP Sports offer play boosters at $129.99 while the boxes were still at about $140. A massive sale that saw 2,000 plus boxes sold over the course of, I think it was a day and a half to 2 days. And Outlaws of Thunder Junction is not going to get away without becoming victim to one of these sales. It is not MVP Sports this time. We see another company, I don't remember the banana something off the top of my head, selling collector booster boxes for Outlaws of Thunder Junction at $199.99. And while this isn't an insane sales price, much like looking back at the Karlov Manor sale, not an insane sale now that we look back at it in retrospect, this is a massive $20 to $30 decline to what the boxes were selling for on the marketplace beforehand. What I'm trying to say is the box went down $30 with this sale alone, the snap of a finger, stroke of a pen release of TCGPlayer. And while this isn't as bad as an Amazon, it represents something that I believe is toxic when it comes to Magic the Gathering releases. And first and foremost is it punishes pre-release or pre-sales or pre-orders. And punishing pre-orders and pre-sales and pre-buying your product is not something new. That happens all the time. In fact, people who pre-order Magic the Gathering often just want to have their order locked in. They don't mind paying a bit of a premium, and they want their product delivered and to have it available to them right away. That is part of the benefit to pre-ordering. It's something that there still is to look forward to when you collect a bunch of sealed product and put it on your shelf. You like to pre-order stuff and get stuff early because you're excited about it. Hey, more power to you. And that system kind of has always punished those who pre-order things. Very rarely, in the case of like the complete bundle or some of the collector decks, do early pre-orders truly get rewarded when prices skyrocket and things become extremely limited, especially now in the day and age of game stores just canceling orders for the sense of, hey, I want to make a couple extra bucks, because they're kind of put in this very toxic ecosystem. But I do believe a sale like this, with a partnership, a very clear partnership between the most popular online marketplace and someone looking to have access to and sell a ton of product at assumedly a much lower cost than the average game store, is doing extreme damage to our game and to the set's release. Looking at Karlov Manors, we look at the numbers, and you can check out these numbers at cardboardfinance.com. We see the set actually sold in decent numbers. There was good sell-through rate, there was a good number of people purchasing the set, a good variety of products were selling at a high clip. All in all, without this drastic crash in price, it does seem like the set sold fine. Now, it was no Lost Caverns of Ixalan, but it was just fine. It didn't need all of this to happen. And Thunder Junction was off to an extremely slow start. And with this sale, we do seem to have jump-started sales for the next Magic the Gathering release. But it's not organic jumpstarting of sales, nor is it healthy for our ecosystem. It is one partnership with one retailer through one platform selling one collection of boxes. And while in the short term this might be positive, we could be looking at very similar damage to the Amazon dumps or other massive sales that we've seen in the marketplace. It is devaluing the product in the consumer's eyes. It is making it harder for us to go anywhere else and justify paying any amount of money for the box. We see this not only in Magic the Gathering products, but we see this across many trading card game releases. If you go on TCGPlayer or eBay and you're like, hey, the box is $200, and you go to your game store and they want to charge you $275, you're like, well, why would I ever borrow from you? I've now applied this value to the booster box in my mind. The gap is too large. I'm not going to fill it up. I'm not going to support this store. And again, that's just more dings in the armor of this ecosystem, but I digress. It sets this value of the product in our mind. And when we do something like that, we, whether we know it or not, devalue the product before we ever get a chance to get our hands on it. Now, this should be one of the times where stores can actually make money on TCGPlayer and other online marketplaces with their sealed product. It's no secret. If you're a store and you sell sealed product on an online marketplace, anything that requires you to charge fees to the host of the marketplace, to charge extreme shipping to ship this thing anywhere into the country, and sealed product, by and large, is not small, that is not the most profitable way to run your business. But during pre-release, when prices are fairly stable and admittedly a bit inflated, that is an opportunity for you to maybe move some of your extra product at a price where a consumer feels like, hey, I'm pre-ordering this, I'm paying extra, but I know what I'm getting, I'm willing to pay extra, and I'm willing to maybe make a couple dollars or break even selling online to get myself out from some of this product. By tanking the price, by this shadow agreement between TCGPlayer and some company tanking the price of a product instantly with the snap of a finger behind the scenes on a given day, not only do you sweep the rug out from underneath that process, but you also have now set, tentatively a new ceiling. We saw Karlov Manor, we've seen this with other products, with other TCGs that release on TCGPlayer at some bargain. They rarely recover above that price, and if they do, it takes them a good amount of time, something that the Magic the Gathering rapid release cycle doesn't really lend itself to. It's not like, hey, don't you worry, wait your time, this product will be valuable once again one day. And I talk a lot about product value, and I guess I'm going to interject with this. Product value is not just important for someone who's investing in sealed product or, saving up for their retirement fund in booster boxes or something like that. Product value is important across the board because it also helps Magic the Gathering fans, whether you're cracking the packs to play, just cracking to have some fun, or whatever it is you're doing with the Magic the Gathering product that you buy. When the product that you purchased is devalued or a ceiling is set on that product, you can only ever apply so much of your value to that product. If you paid more than that, you lose that value. If you paid at that, you really have a ceiling where you can't just watch your collection go up one day, which, yeah, That's a portion of trading card and collectible card games, the value of people's collection. People care about that. It's just a broken ecosystem, and you combine that back, you fold this all into this broken ecosystem burrito of the, game stores have to pre-order products so far in advance, they can't make any money because the margins are so slim on Magic the Gathering, and then you got partnerships like this further devaluing the product. It's a broken system. Now, I'm still a believer in modern Magic the Gathering. I think it's done great, and we saw this in the long term. Other sets that were dumped on Amazon really have started to come back around. Most of that product has flowed through the ecosystem, and yeah, some of it'll pop up here and there, but all in all, things are approaching normal levels where you'd expect them to be. Hey, it's a testament to the size and dedication of the Magic the Gathering community, but I would like to see this come to an end. If a product is bad, I would like it just to not sell. And if it doesn't sell, I'd like Wizards of the Coast to have to fix either the product or the sale point, the price point, or the ecosystem and how much the game store has to pay you or distribution for the product and vice versa. That, all in all, is the bigger issue. And the more we, put band-aids on this or cover up or put lipstick on this problem, I think that's I don't remember. I don't know the saying off the top of my head. There's some saying about like you're just covering up the problem here, you're not solving it. And the more we do that, the longer these problems are going to last. The longer we're going to live in a world where standard sets are constantly devalued and sets that people actually seek after are $500 a booster box. That's just not healthy in my opinion. Anyway, I hope you guys have had some fun today. I hope you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And finally, consider joining the channel membership. It helps support everything we do here. The channel membership is growing each and every week. They help support Cardboard Finance and pay for those server bills, so that doesn't all come out of my pocket. And they also get access to box openings and discounts on product that I offer through the Discord. Links will be in the pinned comment below. Thank you so much for hanging out. Until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh, and we will see you around. All right, goodbye.